Alright, Moon Knight has wrapped up its run on Disney Plus. Here are my thoughts on it. Without getting into spoilers, this show stars Oscar Isaac as Stephen Grant, a gift shop employee who gets tangled up in this web of Egyptian gods and conspiracies. And there's a lot more going on with him as well once you watch the show without getting into spoilers at all. This being an MCU show, it's very tough to say, you have to watch this thing, you have to watch this thing. For this, I can pretty easily say this doesn't connect to anything. Honestly, this doesn't even have to connect to the MCU if it doesn't want to. They're really the most there is for this kind of stuff is a reference in the background. And there's a mention about other forms of the afterlife. And they mention the ancestral plane in Wakandan culture. So it's stuff like that. Nothing affecting the plot at all. Oscar Isaac here is fantastic in the title role. Really one of the best performances that the MCU has offered ever. Oscar Isaac has proven time and time again he's a great actor, and he brought his A game. Ethan Hawke is just as good as Arthur Harrow, the main antagonist of the show. He's a very cult-like figure, and Ethan Hawke plays that role really well. He's not the best villain in the franchise, but you can tell that he really was committed to this. The other main character in here is named Layla, played by Calamawy, and I really liked her as well. I don't really know who she is outside of this, but I would love to check out what else she's been in. And it's very different from most MCU properties, and also in terms of this is mainly a character study. There isn't a bunch of action in this, and the action that's here is good, but there are just many different aspects that are highlighted in this that I never thought that the Marvel Cinematic Universe would go to, and I really appreciate them for at least attempting, and it ended up being somewhat good. Now, trying to be a critic with this, I'm trying to think of overall negatives with this. I mainly don't have any personally, because I don't really know Moon Knight from the comics. I do know they made a lot of changes from the comics, and people that know Moon Knight from the comics are upset with it. But me not really having a connection to that, I really don't mind what they did here. I really did enjoy it, actually. So that's pretty much it. Moon Knight ranks among the best MCU properties that's out there right now. It's definitely worth your time. Moon Knight worked for me because of everything I mentioned before. Go watch it.